Good afternoon. This is Pastor Carl from St. Peter's with yet another weekly update, this time for August the 6th, 2021. I invite you to come worship with us this Sunday here at St. Peter's. We have traditional worship at 8:30 and we have blended worship at 11 o'clock. I also want to let you know we have begun having our midweek communion service on Wednesday nights at 6 back in the sanctuary. So we hope we'll see you here for that as well. Now, one of the problems with going back to having Wednesday services live is that means we have to say farewell to our Wednesday night Zoom gatherings. And part of what many of you enjoyed about those Wednesday Zoom meetings was the opportunity you had to visit with one another at the beginning and at the end of the meetings. Some of you have shared with me how good it was to be able to see each other's faces and just talk, even if it was over the internet. Well, I recognize that gift of being able to do that through Zoom. And so, because meeting in person has taken that away from us, I've come up with an idea where we can have that aspect of our meetings back. Starting next Thursday, we're going to have something on Thursday mornings called Coffee and Connections. It's going to be a weekly fellowship gathering on Zoom. And it'll be, like I said, each Thursday beginning at 9 a.m. And that's starting next Thursday. That is a week from yesterday. We will be sending out some information about that in the next few days. But I look forward to it because it's not going to be a time where we get together to hear a sermon or whether we're going to get together and hear a devotional that day. It's more a time for us to just visit over coffee, to share our life together as believers, to talk about the good things God's doing in our lives, maybe to share with one another the things we're struggling about, a time when we can pray together. It's just a time to be together. So I'm looking forward to that weekly coffee break, if you will, even if it is going to be on Zoom. I look forward to spending that time with you each week. You know, a big part of our life together is fellowship. God created us to be a family, and family is created to be together. Speaking of gathering in fellowship, this Sunday, we're going to have our first second Sunday fellowship breakfast in over a year and a half. And this will be at 9:30 Sunday morning between the first service and Sunday school. It'll take place in the narthex. And in light of this gathering, I want to talk very seriously with everyone for a moment about COVID. The fact is, we are still in the middle of a pandemic. The church's COVID-19 task force met this week, and we do have concerns about the rising numbers. We recognize that many people have been vaccinated, but not everybody. So if you are not comfortable in a fellowship setting, or if you're concerned that you may be compromised in some way, then don't feel any obligation to attend the fellowship breakfast on Sunday. Also, if you're planning to attend, please consider whether or not you may be at risk right now or if you may present a risk for anybody else. If so, you might choose not to be a part of this fellowship gathering, and that's okay. You can still come to church and then you leave after church and nobody's gonna say a thing. Also, for the time being, we do need to continue to give one another physical space and keep our physical contact like hugs to a minimum. Are we being overly cautious? Maybe so, but maybe not. We want folks to be able to be together, but we also want to make sure that we keep everybody safe and healthy. That's been the goal of our COVID task force since spring of 2020, and that is not changing. That is my goal as well. Church family, we have come a long way, and we do not want to have to go backwards. I want to remind you, too, that although we're not requiring masks here at the church, we do welcome them. And while we respect an individual's decision on whether to wear a mask or not wear one, we do remind everybody to consider the needs of others. Philippians chapter 2, verse 4 says, "Let each of you look not to your own interests, but to the interests of others. Let the same mind be in you that was in Christ Jesus." We're all in this together, folks. So stay safe and stay faithful. And remember, I am praying for you.